Let's reset it one more time. Make sure. Make sure it's muted. Oh, it is. Okay. And hello, everybody watching us live here on the YouTube and interwebs and all that crazy stuff that half of us don't know how to use, like me. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Scott. I'm Beard Times with Scott. Hopefully, you know who I am. Today is going to be a special opening the door. This is going to be I don't want to call it a favor return. I'm going to say this is come play on my channel. And we're having a nice Whiskers and Whiskey session with this guy right here. If you don't know who this guy is, I can honestly say I kind of took his idea that he's doing on his YouTube channel. The crazy thing is, I didn't know he was doing it till after I started. I did not know because I didn't know John the Flying Beardsman at that time. This is John the Flying Beardsman, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. It's good to be on this side of the fence, Scott, man. This is a big deal for me, buddy. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. It's nice to flip sides of the screen with you tonight, so I'm looking forward to it.
You know, we can actually just switch it because apparently on StreamYard you can switch them now, so you can put them however you want them.
Yeah, you used to not be able to do that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that idea. John the Flying Beardsman. He is a YouTuber. He is a content creator. He has a really, really good session series called Whiskers and Whiskey. I love the name. It's perfect for you and the channel. I love it. And
Thanks.
John has. I'm just going to say it. I kind of pretty much stole his idea, but he did it before I did. He was doing this, having open sessions and stuff. I had no idea who John was at that time. Terribly sorry to admit that I stole your idea, but it's fun. It was awesome to be a part of it last week. Now we got him in the hot seat. Before we go any further, we are sipping on Squirrel peanut butter whiskey. I got this one. John told me he thinks I'm going to like this one better than the ever popular Screwball.
Yeah.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Scott. All right, what you think?
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
This is smooth. This is peanut butter, not over the top sweet, nutty, yep. And it even says on the bottle, extra nutty. This is my favorite right here. Thank you for the recommendation. I love this one right here.
You know, I knew when we were talking, you were like, you know, I like Screwball, man, but it's a little too sweet for me. Like, I like the idea, but I was like, and see, it's funny because when I did this for the first time, I did it with Devin with Beard Code in a show that we did, and he had Screwball, and I was like, okay, if he's getting Screwball, I'm just going to get a different one. I'm going to get one that's like another peanut butter. I got this Squirrel one, and I've since tried the Screwball, and I do, man. If you like more of like a whiskey flavor, smooth, deep, this is it, man. It's good stuff.
It's $10 cheaper too. Speak of the devil, there he is. Devin, I got to tell you, buddy, this one's way better, way better. John, you get the stamp approval. Devin, you've now taken a step back. You just lost 50 bearding points for recommending peanut butter whiskeys. Billy Rogers, we're drinking Squirrel. It's a peanut butter whiskey. It's $20 in my area, which is kind of John's area because you live in Delaware.
I do.
You live in Delaware and you travel. I hear you talking. You travel and go to Maryland quite a bit, right?
I do, yeah, because I teach in Maryland, but like we live pretty close to the Maryland border here in Delaware. Right. We're right at the bottom of the state, and then Maryland kind of swoops underneath of it. So we go to, I mean, I'm in Maryland all the time, but that's where I found it.
I found this actually, and then that's how I think people get mistaken, and they say, because I say I live in Pennsylvania, I'm just like you. I'm not even 10 minutes into the state. So I can travel from Pennsylvania to Maryland to West Virginia to Virginia in a matter of 60 minutes down Interstate 81 south.
Yeah.
So, but that's cool. That's cool.
Scott.
Yeah.
Joys of family, right?
So we got less than 60 minutes. We got a short session with John because the family comes first. So I got to ask you, just because I have never known this, where did the name come from? The Flying Beardsman.
So I get asked this sometimes, and to be really honest with you, I don't know. I mean, like, it's one of those things where I was sitting there trying to think of a name, and I'm like, okay, we got Beard Times, we got Beard Tube, we've got Dan C. Bearded, we've got all these beard names, and I was like, I don't know what to come up with. So I think if I ultimately were to pin it down, it would be probably I would say the Monty Python's Flying Circus. I'm a big fan of Monty Python. I love English humor. And so like the Flying Circus, the Flying Beardsman, kind of like this idea of just like a world tour. And then it ended up being like, okay, well, I've got these handlebar mustaches, so I'll just call them my wings. And just one thing led to another, and I just ran with it. I didn't really have a point when I picked it. I just liked the way it sounded, but it's kind of started becoming a little bit more clear, I guess.
When I first saw your YouTube channel, I honestly thought you were a pilot. I didn't know, and
a lot of people say that.
I really did. And when I watched your videos and such, and it almost kind of fits your personality because pilots, they do have a very stressful job. I'm not making fun of you before I say this. I'm sure they have a collection of drinks and such from their job, from the stress. And I was like, he's a pilot, because I'm like, how the hell is that? And to me, Whiskers and Whiskey, that is a great channel. But I also do love the Flying Beardsman name. I was in my head, I'm like, why does he name his thing Whisker and Whiskey? Because he sits in front of a wall of alcohol. I'm like, that would be perfect name. But I understand the flying circus. That's more to heart. I like that idea too.
Yeah. And it was one kind of came before the other, to be honest, because I started it and I was just going to do reviews,
right?
And then I literally have only done one review. I reviewed Honest Amish. That's the only review you'll ever find on my channel. But I got the idea for Whiskers and Whiskey kind of right before then. And I was like, well, I could do reviews and the show. And then the show just kind of took over. So
the show is really awesome, guys. If you don't know, it's called Whiskers and Whiskey. It's John doing exactly what we're doing right now, sitting, chatting. I call it chewing the fat. That's what my granddad always told me. We're chewing the fat. Yeah. And you're sipping on your choice of alcohol, or not even alcohol. It could be coffee, could be whatever you want. But it's a good setting. I really enjoy watching all of them. I watched last night or Tuesday night, you had Chris and Carrie. I watched that one today. I watched it in its entirety.
Yeah, they are just, I don't know. So I've talked to both those guys a lot. Chris was my first show. He was the first one to say yes. And then Carrie was like 3 episodes later. And so those guys I've kind of been in touch with since that point. And I knew about their crazy relationship and just how they feed off of each other. So I was like, oh my God, it'd be great to have both of them on the same show. So
yeah. Thank you to everybody who's coming into the chat. We're trying to keep this going as quickly as possible. We have 60 minutes today. Excuse me. We're doing a short one with John. Family comes first, so we're trying to keep this rolling. I'm not ignoring any of you guys. So you are a teacher, and you and I have something in common. You are a music teacher, and I am actually been excited to have this conversation because I have never talked to or picked a music teacher's brain. And I'm like, I remember when I was in school, keep in mind, I did not have music in high school, which was weird to say that.
Wow.
We didn't have it. Well, it was an elective. It wasn't mandatory. I didn't have it. I had it kindergarten all the way up to middle school. My middle school teacher was basically a choir teacher because you chose general music, choir, or band. Right. I chose choir, honestly, because I was young and stupid and thought it was easier. When I was in elementary, we pretty much just sang and learned how to play instruments and stuff. It was introducing you to music in general. What do you teach exactly?
I teach middle school general music, 6th through 8th grade. So that's just the core concepts. And the good thing about general music is you can bounce around. Like the first thing I do with my kids is I teach them the history of hip hop. Like,
really?
Yeah, right off the bat, we go there, and from there, then we learn rhythm, we learn notes, and how to actually write music. And by the end, they get to record their own hip hop song, so it's kind of fun.
That is a very, very awesome take on teaching general music.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite rapper? Since you brought it up.
I mean, it's cliche to say, but I mean, and it's funny because I know I talked with Beardcoat about this. I talked with Devin about this a little bit because I know he's a huge fan of Nas. I think he's up there, but I mean, for me, there's something. Everybody loves Tupac, right? So, and to me, I think he's probably about as good as they get. Biggie, though, for me, holds the number one. I don't know why. He just the way he flows. It's hard for me to pick anybody that's better than Biggie. Just that he had such a unique voice, and he was doing stuff like and I'm a music geek, so like I loved the way that he started doing more like offbeat rhyming within rhymes. And I mean, Tupac had done that, but I think Biggie pulled that and pushed that into a different sphere. You know, J. Cole's good too, man. His words are deep. Yeah, I saw T Bearded talking about J. Cole. Yeah, he's really, really good. Everything that he says, like his songs just tell a story. Everything he does is a story. Right. So emo, yeah, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, emo's in on Biggie too. But yeah, Biggie's big for me. I can't get past him, man. I've tried. I just can't.
Awesome. I am a fan of the older generation, such as what Devin's. He's into the 90s, and I like the early 2000s. I can't lie. Some of the newer people, I wouldn't even know who they are, and I'm not a fan of it. It's just I don't like it. Now, if I had to pick favorites,
it's tough.
Andre 3000 from Outkast. Jay-Z, of course.
Yeah, Jay-Z's a legend.
Tupac and Biggie, I just put them, honestly, they're like side by side because it's almost like Coke and Pepsi. You like one or the other, or I like them both. I really couldn't say which one I like better. Scarface. I'm a big Scarface fan. I love this.
Yeah.
And if to throw one out, which people forget about this guy, and I don't know why, because I was actually talking to a group of guys today at work about it. Redman. The man was really good at lyrics. Really good.
True. Yeah, that's true. Kind of gets put on the back burner.
Yeah. I like him. Jadakiss, he was smooth. And he double taked every line he ever wrote, he ever sent rapped. I was like, man, that was unique. I really liked that one. I really liked listening to him because he was just smooth. Everything. It all just fit right into the tracks. So have you ever written or recorded any music of your own?
So I don't really. Yes, I have, but I don't really. So I am so old school, guys. Like I am. My taste in music ranges from Renaissance, like people singing like monks, all the way up to now. I literally, when I tell my kids in my classroom that I listen to everything, it's true. I really do. I tend to write more in an old style. I write purely instrumental music. I don't write anything that I could sing.
Yeah, I do that on my acoustic guitar myself. When I used to play in a band, I wrote for myself, not for the group to have a part. I was like, it's all one track. That was my idea. I still think that way too.
Yeah, man. There's just something about like the words part of it. Like it just doesn't work for me. But I don't know. I think just instrumental style. I tend to be more. I love jazz. I love early jazz. I think just those guys were pretty amazing. Louis Armstrong, Sidney Bechet, all those guys from back like in the 20s. I'm an old soul. I always tell people that I am an old soul. That's where I go. But I love it all. So I've recorded myself playing some things. Yeah.
Well, watch this shameless plug. Is that why we like the Roaring 20 so much?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
It is, man. I joke with Chris about that all the time, man. I said if I could be reincarnated, that's when I'd come back. Is that time period?
You know? I gotta agree with you. I'm a big fan of listening to and playing drums to jazz and blues. I can play blues music all day long. I mean, don't get me wrong. You pretty much do a little scale pentatonic, and that's where you stay in most blues. But it's fun to play. It's emotional, and I mean this because I've been to a lot of concerts. A lot of women love watching blues players. I don't know why, but they're like, "Oh my God, look at that guitar player! He's so good." And they do that.
It's there's something about the blues that's so simple, but yet it cuts through all. Can I swear on this show?
This is uncut and uncensored. Fire away.
It cuts through all the bullshit. Like I think that's what's great about it. And the blues, it's American. It's as American as it gets, man. Like it is us. It's our country. It's the history. You can feel there's a lot of pain in there. There's a lot of truth in there. Tackling issues that nobody wants to talk about. That's why the blues are great. It's just this as good as it gets.
What's your favorite instrument to play?
All right, this one's going to weird you out because I'm going to go totally old school on this. So I love piano. I'm a keyboardist. So piano is my main thing. Okay. So anything that has keyboards, I'm a fan of because I can play it. But probably and this one's going to blow you away. The weirdest and most favorite instrument that I play is the pipe organ. So where you play with your hands and your feet. I've played all over the world. I've played in France. I've played in Germany. I've played in Switzerland. I've done concerts. I've been doing that since I was 12 years old. And it's one of the weirdest instruments out there, but I kind of look at it as honestly like a synthesizer. It can do anything. It's an orchestra in a box. So it's just a lot of fun for me. I love that instrument. And there's so much power that it can garner. Everybody thinks of like, the Phantom of the Opera, but it does so much more than that,
If you were still waiting for Scott to teach me to play, I'll teach you, dude. I could give you the fundamentals, and then you gotta go on your own. I can FaceTime you the fundamentals. That's about as good as I can get. It's actually funny where you talk about playing on the keyboard and stuff. Keep in mind, I had a female singer when I was the drummer of a band. She could sing like Amy Lee, like no other. She would write her melodies to us playing metal music on her She had a Mac and an Apple top laptop. What is it called? The notebook, whatever it is. She's playing, and she had her key set up as a piano on there. She's playing the melodies and writing her melodies on the keyboard as we're writing the music together. And
wow,
it worked. And of course, I did a lot of the structuring of the music because I was the timekeeper and everything. And she's watching, all four of us are Metallica practicing, three facing the drummer. And she's watching, and I'm like, go with your melody, and she's doing it. And she's just scaling and going right into the scale, into the chords and stuff with the guitar and the bass. And I'm like, everyone, we're all looking at each other. I'm like, don't keep going. It worked. So I see what you mean when it comes to playing the keyboard and using the fingers, touching the ivories. It's a really great. What you don't want to see the Beatles. See that right there? This is the era of music that people don't know about. Those names right there.
Yeah,
that's the era people don't understand. You really don't. All right. So, did you go to school today, or did you teach school today?
I did, man. And so it's my third day. We started Tuesday, and to be honest, this is what school is like. Just like that.
I thought so. I didn't want it to be like, because I don't honestly think I could. If I was a student, I wouldn't do this. It's not the same. I know it's not. And I know you as a teacher. I know, and I respect all teachers for having to do this. You don't want to do it. I know you're hating every second of it. You're just like, this is not what I fucking signed up for. I know that's what you're probably thinking.
No. And the thing is, Scott, like, it's music class. Like, I can't teaching music like this. You're teaching concepts. You're getting them to listen to things, but they're not able to play anything. It's just like, it's just really frustrating. But, the kids are doing pretty well with it. I have to give them credit. I think I went in with really low expectations, and they've just come out on the other side. So we'll see if I feel that way in a month. But as of right now, so far, so good.
What is the worst part of doing click or virtual school? What's the worst?
Well,
Other than technology not working.
Oh yeah, which has happened because like my kids, where their school is in the area that they live in is really low income. So like the internet that they do have is really shitty. So that makes it hard. But other than that, I would say the hardest part is just the fact that you've got no feedback. Like there's no, you're talking to emptiness. And our county said that we couldn't compel them to turn on their cameras. So there's sometimes you're just staring at a blank screen full of names. And it's like, well, okay, write your answer in the chat. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about that? And click on this and click on that. And it's just, I got to be in front of people, man.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I really do. I was asked a long time ago if I could, I'm not good by any means. I was asked by people when I was playing music to teach. And I'm like, this is not the same, like Skype and stuff. I said, this isn't going to work. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I want to be in front of you. I want to see you swing them sticks because I want to watch, I want to watch your technique. I want to teach you hands on. And that's the way I would be if I was a teacher. Yep. I'm going in for round 2. You saw it. That's right.
I did.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, I'm the type of, if I was a teacher like you, I would like to be, and I know that times have changed from 20 to 30 years ago when we went to school. Teachers were more on hand. They could come, okay, come, let me come get into the science experiment with you. You can't do that anymore because times have changed. I would be that type of teacher. And I mean this. If I was a teacher, I'd be like, fuck the new system. This is how you teach science. This is how you teach music. Physical education. Like, here, let me show you how to swing that baseball bat. And don't look at it in a damn book. That's where I have a problem with new schooling systems in general. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault because you and I were taught how to count the old-fashioned way. Now kids are taught 3,000 different ways that I don't even understand, you know?
Oh, God. I know our kids come home and do math, and I'm like, all right, whatever. It took you 45 minutes to do an addition problem, but you do it the way you're taught to do it. I'm just glad, at least in my field, things kind of have stayed the same. Yeah. I'm a hands-on type of teacher, which makes this extra difficult. But, we'll get back. It's the thing's not forever, and I just have to keep hanging on to that.
Right. Totally understandable. And then I'm glad that you have a lot of teachers like, I can see teachers doing that. I applaud you for embracing what is in front of you, continuing to help or how to learn yourself. You're learning things of this nature as these kids are learning what you want them to learn.
Oh, and that my goal is always just to stay one step ahead. That's it. That's about it.
So, if you weren't a math teacher, what would you have been teaching if you had to pick something else?
Probably history. I love history. I enjoy music a lot.
Watch this Shades Club. Is that why you like the Revolutionary, Mac?
Yes. One of my favorites for good reason. But yeah, I think probably history would be it. Just because even my favorite part of music is talking about the history and the progression of ideas and the things that were going on when things were being written. But yeah, here he goes again, ladies and gentlemen. Carrie from Defined.
Notice I didn't plug his company, and I got paid $7,000. That's a joke, everybody. It's a running joke that we will never let die. You should have never made that up.
You're never gonna let it go now.
No. We just continue to roll with it. So obviously you went to college and everything. What college did you go to?
So I went to a very, very small private college in Tennessee called Bryan College. There were maybe like 1,000 people there, but oh my God, it was in God's country. It's in Chattanooga, in Tennessee, way down south, the bottom end of the state, right by Georgia, and it is gorgeous. I mean, like that whole area of the country is just phenomenal. I loved it there. I loved the small school feel. It was a lot of fun. They had a really good music program, and that's why I picked them. So.
I traveled through Johnson City and played
Yep.
there.
Yep. Yeah, it's at the
close
top of
there.
the state. What's
Okay.
that? Yeah.
It's close to there then? Okay.
Well, it's like Johnson City is like 2 hours north of where my school was.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember the name of the other city. I on a flyer. I just can't never remember that second city I played in Tennessee. It bugs me every time too.
Well,
I don't remember.
Bristol is close by, and then there's Knoxville that's right below Johnson City.
No, not one of them. Damn it. I'll remember. I'll remember. It's always you remember after the conversation's gone away. Always that way. Always. So if you weren't a teacher, what would you be doing?
Ooh, if I wasn't a teacher, I don't know. I probably would have started my own business. I like to think of myself as being fairly entrepreneurial. I probably would have started my own music school, honestly. If I wasn't a teacher, I know there's not a ton of money in that, but like I could have gotten support and raised funds and done something and
Thank you, Camo Cam. That's it. Sevierville. That's it.
Yes, Sevierville.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I knew I would remember it. I think it was 1841. That was the name of the club I played at, I think.
Nice.
I think that's what it was. Nice place, too. Very nice place. I think John would be a great comedian. Yes, I was going to say that. You would be a very good comedian because he is, as he said, he's a big fan of British comedy and British Monty Python. I couldn't think of what it was. You have a wide liking of things and a good grasp on the world in general. I think you would be. Is anyone's live stream going in and out? Not on my end. This is a good question. Can we expect a flying Beardsman whiskey? That would be amazing.
I would love to make that happen. There are some things in the works right now when it comes to glasses with logos and things like that, and some swag coming your way. It'll be a while off, but a whiskey would be freaking cool. I'd have to find somebody locally that does it and link up with a local distillery. But yeah, that would be freaking awesome.
I know one down my way. I know that, but I don't know if they're into collab. I'm not sure, but there is an actual whiskey and moonshine place down where I'm talking minutes away from where I work, which is crazy. Man. Yeah, it's down there in Inwood, West Virginia. Keep in mind, I just got a 40-minute drive down south. So, but it's Black Draft, but their stuff is killer.
That is awesome. Yeah, I love local breweries, local distilleries. That's just doesn't get better than that. Yeah. Small batch stuff.
Since we're talking about it, let's talk about that wall right behind you.
Yes. You
had to pick one bourbon. Hold on. All right, this is good. This is one of your hot seat questions, but we'll go ahead. If you had to pick one of them bourbons behind you, what would it be?
It would be this one right here. Eagle Rare.
Okay.
They are made by Buffalo Trace Distillery, which makes Buffalo Trace, but they also make Blanton's, which I know I saw the Bearded Max in here. Blanton's is probably one of the best whiskeys out there, bourbon whiskeys. But yeah,
they make all the other stuff too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're great, but I love Eagle Rare. It's smooth. It's got a ton of depth. It's a little more pricey, but I'm telling you, man, it's so good. It's so good.
To the left of your head, I see, which is my second favorite, Scotch. What do you like in Scotch? I see the Johnny Walker behind you.
Yeah, that's the blue. What is that? The Blue Label cask edition. That was not a cheap bottle, and I've been nursing it for about 2 years. But yeah, if I had to choose a Scotch, damn. Now that's tough.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Because whiskey, I feel like American bourbon whiskey is kind of like its own bird, and I have some pretty clear winners there. Scotch is just all over the damn board. I like the Islay Scotches, the ones that are super smoky and peaty, but I also like my Highland and blended Scotch. All right, so let's do this. For blended Scotch whiskeys, I'm a big fan of Johnny Walker Black.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
If I had to pick one of those, but I have not tried this yet, just because I just have been lazy and have bought it. I want to try the double. I want to.
I've heard good things, man. I've heard really good things, but my wallet can't take that drink all the time. But
well, that one's only $40. That the double black is only $40.
No way, really?
Down where every place I look at, it's the big. The black itself is 40 to 50 to 70, depending on the size you get.
That's
the double black is always 40 for a fifth. I'm like, I really don't want to buy it, but I need to just so I can try the damn thing.
Man, yeah, that would be good. I'll have to check that one out. We'll have to get that one on the old shelf.
Tim Strickland, I do not have control of the internet. If you have a problem, you're going to have to either deal with it. I'm not a tech guy. I'm sorry to say it rudely, but there's nothing I can do. I don't know what to tell you.
Says it's fine on the phone, but it's flashing on the phone, but fine on TV. Yeah, well, whatever. It seems it's good on my end.
Yeah, I don't work for internet companies. There's nothing I can do. And then this guy here can attest to that. So I'm sure you had a lot of problem with technical stuff while you were in school.
Hell yeah. Yes. Big time.
Bluegrass Beard is telling a story. Funny story about that. I was at a Ron White show in Raleigh. He poured some scotch, and I asked if I could have some. He gave me a glass. That's actually, he's not supposed to do that. But it's Ron White. Who's going to stop him?
Ron White will do whatever the hell he wants to do.
It's a comedian who has some dry humor, but he's still hilarious. And we pay him to get drunk and drink a bottle of whatever he wants on stage. I would love to have that job.
I was going to say, that's a damn dream.
Yeah. I would love to do that, and his catchphrase is tater salad. And I'm like, a man who talks about tater salad, gets drunk, I would still go watch him. I would, because I think he's funny. I would love to go watch him. Actually, the one comedian I want to watch, that person will never ever ever do it again. Eddie Murphy. I would love to go watch him play or to do a show.
He was like probably one of the most talented stand-up guys that didn't have to try. He didn't even have to work at it, really. Just naturally gifted.
He didn't. He was so good at what he did, and I understand why he doesn't do the things now because of his children and stuff. I understand that. But oh my God, he would be doing. He should continue to do it.
Yeah,
John, I get a rare 31 Eagle Rare, $31 a bottle. And cheers, y'all just poured a double of Screwball. Heck to the frickin' yeah.
That a boy.
Cheers.
Time for a top off.
I'm working. I'm getting ready to go to glass number 3 here in just a second here. This one, guys, I usually don't drink a lot when I'm doing live streams and such. This stuff here is way better than Screwball. I will say, Screwball's good, but it is fairly sweet. This takes the cake right here, and it's only $20 where I bought it. If you try to find Squirrel, John turned me on to it, and I'm so glad you did. Oh, it's so good.
It is good, man. It is solid. It is really good.
Yes, it is. It's not as sweet, and that's why I like this. And it's only 70 proof. It's not bad at all. It's like so to say.
Yeah, exactly. You can handle it. You could do 2 or 3 glass. By the time you hit 3, you're feeling good. But
yeah,
but it's not like regular, bourbon whiskey where you do 1 or 2 and it's catching up to you real good.
Now, you got to ask because I don't see it. You've never talked about. You're not a beer drinker, are you?
I'll drink beer. I like beer. But it's not
you prefer the drinks itself.
Yeah, I started out with beer, but my thing is it bloats me so much. And now, don't get me wrong, on the damn golf course, I'll roll through a 12-pack like there's no tomorrow. But if it comes to just like sitting down and relaxing, I go to the brown stuff every time.
What is your favorite beer or your go-to beer? The one. All right, let me go to the store and get it.
I like the Mexican stuff, man. It's just so crisp. It's good. I like Corona. I like Modelo. Sol, which is another Mexican beer. Super crisp. It's really nice. In the winter though, I do like porters and stuff like that. So I like Guinness. So
Dos Equis.
oh yeah, I love Dos Equis. Absolutely.
That is probably my mother-in-law's favorite, and she honestly didn't even know what it was. We went to a Spanish restaurant. She's like, "Give me that," and it was the green label. I think it's the regular.
Yeah.
What is this? She drank half the pitcher herself. She's like, I love this. So when we go out, we got to make sure we have that for the most part now. But it's good. I haven't tried the amber one. I want to try that one. I really want to try that.
It's good. It's a little deeper in flavor. It's nice. I do like that one a lot too. But yeah, Dos Equis, both the regular and the amber are tremendous. Both of them are good. Yeah.
I'm still seeing. You know what, Matt? The sports beard. It's actually funny. You're talking about that. I got they call it the sweater weather sample pack that's going on right now. And that's from Sam Adams. You get 3 Bostons, you get 3 Octobers, you get 3 pumpkin ales, and you get 3. Shoot, what was the other one? October lager 76. 3 of those. Really good sampler set. I like that one. And that pumpkin ale, it's good, but it's not something I would sit and drink no more than 2 at the most. It's good. Yeah. It's not one you want to drink all of. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, their Oktoberfest is really good. I usually like that this time of year once it starts to cool off.
Yeah, I'm seeing the people talking. The Yingling is not like available like in all areas of the country unless it's changed, but it didn't used to be. Yingling's Oktoberfest. I like that one. I really do like that one. That one surprised me.
And Yingling's funny because up where you are, man, Yingling is just lager. That's PA, man. That is the official beer of Pennsylvania. Well,
they make a porter. They do make a Yingling porter. It's in a red label. Yes, they do. If I find it, I'll take a picture. If I can get it, we should do a drive and meet. I can get it.
I'd love to try it, man. I really would. Yeah, because I love porters.
Trying to think. I think it's just called Yingling Porter, if I'm not mistaken. And I know it's in a red label because I've seen it before.
Huh. Well, they've been at it for a long time, man. Yingling.
Well, we're talking about porters and stuff. I like Guinness as well. I love having me a car bomb, and I'll race any of you.
Oh yeah.
Car bomb.
Hell yeah.
John, aren't you down the street from Dogfish?
Yes, sir. I love Dogfish Head, but I'm not a huge IPA fan. I love sours. They have some really good sours.
Yeah.
They have a couple ones that are really good, but I don't know. I'm not a huge IPA fan, but they do have this one. Oh, damn it. I can't remember what it's called. It's a porter that they have that's like 26%, and it will knock you on your ass. It's so good. I love it. But yeah, Dogfish Head is a great. They make great beer too, for sure.
Found it.
You got it. Yingling Porter. Yeah, there it is.
That's it. I knew they made it. Like I said, they call it a dark brewed porter. That's what it is. So Guinness. I was saying Guinness. They make. You ever heard of Smithwick?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's a good beer.
Yeah, I was that one. Someone told me if I liked the Yingling to try that, and I was like, oh yeah, I got that. I don't remember where I got that from. Someone brought me a 6-pack. I drank it in 30 minutes. I was like, yeah, this is a keeper right here. I really enjoyed that one.
It's close to Yingling in flavor. Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah, Black and Tans, they're good. I'm not a big fan of those. Never really ever have been. Just they're good. I'm not one to mixing beers and things of that nature, but I know Yingling doesn't mix it per se. I don't know about that one.
I've done Black and Tans. I mean, Guinness makes a blonde that's really good, but I like to mix Guinness with Harp, Harp is another good beer that I like. That's really crisp. But if I want to do a black and tan, that's what I'll do there. I'll throw some Harp in over top of the Guinness. It's really nice.
I actually was going to do this weekend. I did this in the past summer. I actually forgot to do it earlier this year, where just for fun on my Instagram, and I'm going to start it tomorrow. I'm going to tag about 10 people, and I called it the Chug Challenge. You just chug a beer, chug a soda, chug a bottle of water, and this guy's going to be one of them I'm tagging. So making a rule right now. You get tagged, you just make a video. I was tagged by so-and-so to do the Chug Challenge, and you nominate at least 3 people. Chug it, boom, video done. We're starting it tomorrow.
Beautiful. Hey, I can chug beer.
Just for fun, just to get the community involved in something to do. Why not? And I remember this from the past. Oh, okay. You better be ready then. That's all I'm saying. So we're talking about this community we're talking about. This is a bearding channel. We got to talk about some beards for a little bit. How did the Flying Beardsman get into this schmeal of the bearding community?
Well, I have a buddy of mine, Justin, and he started growing a beard back right after Christmas. And he's like, man, you should grow a beard. I was like, yeah, I've done it before, but I never got past the month time, man. And I was like, okay, let's just try this. So I went past a month. I started getting itch. And I told him, dude, I'm shaving this crap off. He's like, no, man. He's like, you gotta try beard oil. It's like, beard oil? What the fuck are you talking about? Beard oil. And he sends me this link.
He said it. It wasn't me. Just want to clarify.
he said beard oil. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he sends me a link to Honest Amish. He's like, oh, man, you got to try this stuff. He's like, it's good. It takes the itch away. It's like, fine, whatever. Order it, $12. It arrives. First day, I'm like, I put it in. I'm like, it didn't do shit. Second day, I'm like, oh, man, this is great. And then it just spiraled because I started watching videos. I was watching Scuba. I was watching Dan. I was watching you. I'm like, who are these people? And I didn't know that there was any community whatsoever. And I started diving in, and I happened to see Dan and Scuba do a live stream where they were just talking about YouTube content creation and how COVID is an opportunity for people. And I thought, well, hell, I'm sitting on the sidelines here. I've got a beard that's like 2 months, 3 months in. Let's just see where this goes. And the rest is history. So, just started collecting products and trying different companies and getting to know people. And before you know it, the show came along and it just kept going from there.
There it is, Devin. That's what I always tell Devin. The good old rabbit hole.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a great way to just describe it because you click and click and click and click and it never fails. I do it myself. That's how I found the Flying Beardsman. That's how I found him.
Yeah, it's so true, man. I just started watching reviews of different companies and I started watching just people that are entertainers in this industry. And I was like, this just seems like a great space. Where the hell has this been all my life? So,
I fell backwards into it as well. I did. I really did. I was a moron, a musician, getting married and make a hair appointment. Fine. I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not shaving my beard. Boom. I need to fix this itch. And then there it starts. Bam.
Yep.
And then some goofball from Kansas, not going to mention that guy's name, but he started Snapchatting back at me and he's like, give me your phone number. And all of a sudden this Kansas guy calls me with a hat on. Hey man, I think you could do this. And I'm like, yeah. And then here I am. That's pretty much the long and the short of that, guys.
I love that story when you were on my show because I was thinking, oh man, he planned it, he plotted, he kind of put his stuff together and made this. And you're like, no, I fell backwards into it. I was like, yeah, we have that in common.
Yeah, you know what? It's fun. It is.
It is.
Yeah,
fun.
It does have its ups and downs. And don't anybody take this the wrong way. It is a hobby. We all know it is. We all have a life. We all have a hobby. And how many people? And I've never actually asked this question. How many people look down upon you or make fun of you in any way of the bottles you have? Those little bottles. Do people do this to you?
People don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't get it.
people look at it and they're like, it's a bottle that smells good. I'm like, there's more to it than that. It's a craft. It's a craft. No
Yeah.
one understands. You don't understand until you are a part of it. And my wife, she is a part of it now. As obviously you guys like seeing her on here and stuff. Everything that comes through here, it hits her nose just as much as it does mine.
Same.
And she's even said there's stuff that she's like, that's garbage, that sucks, and she'll put the butters on her arm. She'll try them out, whatever, and like sometimes she's used some of my washes just to see how well they work for her hair, just to try them out, and that's cool. That's cool. It really is. We're talking about bearding. Have you ever had a bad experience with a bearding product / company?
So far I've lucked out, man. I mean, there's stuff I've liked more.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, the more that I've gotten, the more that I've figured out my preferences. Because at first I kind of spent the time just buying what everybody told me they liked.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's done that before. And so it's funny because I've actually slowed down. Because I don't want to get chewed out of house and home for buying beer products 24/7. But secondly, I know what I like now. So if I hear somebody talk about something that is, super citrusy or pepperminty, I'm kind of like, that's just not for me. Like, that's cool that you like that, but that's just not my bag. Now, if they're talking tobacco or cigar scents, I'm like, let's go. I want it. Make it happen.
Yeah. I started out liking colognes and stuff, like the colognes, the woodsies.
Yes.
And I switched to the fresh and clean, which are still good. They all still good. And then I just started getting into those tobacco and bourbons, and I'm like, this is my niche. This is the ones.
Yeah, man.
And I've stuck with them ever since. I don't know what it is. Smoky, woody, or smoky, bourbon, tobacco, a little bit of wood. I never made a good tobacco scent. Shut up, Carrie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know what? You owe me a double payment for that one.
That's 14 G's right there. That's what I'm hearing.
That's a little lunch there, man. I'm the one who least distinguished Caballero. I remember that. I do. So on that note, number 2 is now complete.
Attaboy.
Lies. See, right there. Right there. Lies.
Mm-hmm.
See? So we're trying to keep this moving, guys, because we got to shut this off at 8:00 because John has some family duties to do. Family comes first. That's the way it always is.
It is.
So, are you ready?
Bring it.
John is officially going to speed round mode, and I'm just going to tell you in advance. You have a page and a half because I knew this was going to be a shorter one. Okay. We're going to hit all the topics we've been talking about.
All right.
Hopefully. All right. I'm going to start off with one you're going to be like, what? Because this one, I did this on purpose.
Good.
Your favorite breakfast meal.
Damn. All right.
He wasn't ready. See, he was not ready. I
like that. But I'll tell you, it's a pretty quick one. I like eggs and corned beef hash, man. I don't know what it is about corned beef hash. My parents used to give it to me when I was little. I love corned beef hash. I don't know what it is. I'd take that over pancakes any day.
Eggs and corned beef hash. Okay. All right. Okay. Your least favorite dad duty.
Oh. Right now, helping them with their damn schoolwork. Because I feel like I already do it anyway. That's just, it's drudgery. Everything else I'm good with.
Your favorite, okay. He's a music teacher, y'all. Your favorite composer.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
I had a feeling that was what that was going to be. Your favorite musical artist.
Oof. That is a hard one. Damn. If I had to pick for all-round musicality, ability, skill, I'd say Michael Jackson.
Good one. Good choice.
I'd say
Now these, pick one or the other.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath?
Zeppelin.
The Beatles or the Stones?
Beatles.
The Beatles or Led Zeppelin?
Zeppelin.
Ozzy or Robert Plant?
Ooh, God, that's hard. That is hard. Damn. All right. Plant's voice is iconic, but I never get tired of listening to Ozzy, man. Ozzy's just so fucking classic. He's just so classic. It's hard. There's just something about him, man. I don't know. I know I said Zeppelin over Sabbath, but I got to give the edge to Ozzy.
Robert Plant or Mick Jagger?
Plant.
I was throwing them all. I was throwing them out there for that.
Yeah, you are, man. I'm going with Plant.
Okay. Pick the ultimate rock band. Bass, drum, guitar.
Shit. All right. John Paul Jones, I think one of the most underrated bass players of all time. So John Paul Jones at bass. This next one's tough because the obvious choice is Bonham or Pert.
That's hard.
You know what? I'm going to go here because of my love for the Foo Fighters. I'm going to go Dave Grohl on drums. I'm going to go Dave Grohl on drums. Lead, Jimmy Page. I know I've got two Zeppelin guys in here, but Jimmy Page.
It's your ultimate band.
Jimmy Page is killer. And then I'm going to go with kind of a surprise here. This is going to be a weird one for you guys, but I fucking love Kurt Cobain. I love Kurt Cobain in a lead singing role. There's just something. There's something about him, man. I don't know why. I love the guy. I love Nirvana. So Cobain in the lead.
Most hated food.
Well, you've only seen me from here up, but if you saw me from here down, you know I don't hate much. So I'd say, most hated food. I like everything. That's the problem.
That's why I knew this would be a kind of a tough one for you.
Yeah, most hated food. Damn. I don't know. Cabbage.
Wow, that's one of Mandy's favorites. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat cabbage, but like, it just makes me farty and miserable. I like the way it tastes, but like, I don't know. I could do without it.
One bourbon forever.
Oh shit, man! You came up with some tough stuff. One bourbon forever. I got to go Eagle Rare. I would never get tired.
Okay, well, Kevin, I see it right here because it drew my attention. How do you eat your steak?
Oh, medium rare, all day.
Favorite Scotch? One Scotch forever.
One Scotch forever. The Dalmore 12-year.
I would pick Lefroy 10-year.
That's a good one too. Those Islay Scotches are good. They're really good.
Okay, blended or single barrel whiskey?
I like blended, but to me, single barrel is an adventure. Single barrel, man. There's so many choices with that.
Scotch.
Say that again.
Same for Scotch, blended or single barrel.
Probably blended.
Oh,
probably blended.
You get a different vibe from either one of those. That's why I like that's a tough one.
They're different birds, man. It's like, do you like filet or ribeye? You know?
Exactly. In the free time,
golf.
One favorite place you like to go with the wife?
We have traveled quite a bit, but Europe in general, but particularly Italy. Of course, you wouldn't want to go there now because of Corona, but I could go to Italy. I could go to Venice or Rome, Milan, Florence, any of those places. They're just amazing.
One thing we don't know about John is
let's see. I'm trying to think. You guys know a lot about me if you follow my stuff, but one thing you don't know about me, maybe I used to be able to speak Korean.
okay.
I was dating this Korean girl, and I learned a little Korean, and then after I broke up with her, I forgot all of it.
You find the Aladdin genie lamp. What are your 3 wishes?
Oh, shit. Okay. First one would be to have an endless bank account. So that would be the first thing. That way money's taken care of. Second thing would be make me in peak physical condition so that I would never have to work out again. I could just eat whatever the hell I wanted, eat like a pig, eat barbecue and burgers and all that shit every day. I'd do that and get rid of the belly. And then I would want to be able to time travel, Scott. I want to time travel. I want to go back, man. I want to see what life was like.
That'd be a really fun thing to do. It would.
Yeah.
All right. Your music Mount Rushmore.
All right.
Anybody. It doesn't have to be like singer, whatever.
Beethoven, just because the dude was deaf and composed some of the most amazing music of all time. Deaf. So Beethoven, Michael Jackson.
Got to.
Yeah, he's got to be in there, right? Shit, this is tough. John Lennon.
Okay.
I have to put John up there. I got one more. That's a tough one. Who's my last spot? Oh, last spot. Aretha Franklin.
Okay. You're the first person to put a woman in that. Good job.
Let me tell you, man, that chick had balls.
Yeah. Yes, she did.
She was the real deal. The first lady.
You're right.
I love Aretha Franklin.
WWE or WWF?
Oh shit. Probably F.
Okay.
That's my jam when I was growing up.
Your favorite wrestler of all time?
Hulk Hogan for me.
Okay.
I mean, I loved him, man. When I was a kid, there's nothing. I mean, Macho Man Randy Savage was right up there too, but Hulk Hogan,
Your biggest achievement?
Becoming a father. Yeah.
Your worst fear?
Worst fear. Let's see. I have an irrational fear of bees.
I'm allergic to them.
Yeah. So getting not honeybees, but like wasps and hornets.
Right.
I hate them, man. Like beings. My worst fear would be like in a room where like a swarm of them happened and I just got stung to death. That's it.
3 pet peeves.
I don't particularly care for it when people cut in line. I don't like line cutting people. And I'm not the one that cottons to it. I don't allow it. I like to call people out on it. So I don't put up with that. So line cutting, probably line cutting, I would say, people that chew with their mouth open. Oh, that drives me crazy. But I would say on top of that is people that correct grammar. I hate that. Like, just let it go. I mean, I know the rules. I weave a tapestry every time I open my mouth. But like, come on.
She just use what my wife says. That's her speeching. That's her speech.
Yeah. Forget it. Like, who cares? There's bigger things in life. Come on, let it go.
Gibson or Fender?
Oh shit.
That's a tough one.
I mean, because there's just so many legendary models on both sides, right? And so many legendary players. I'm going to give the edge to Gibson, my man. I'm going to give the edge.
Okay. Butter or beard balm?
Butter for me, yeah.
What kind of, or comb or brush?
Comb.
And what kind of comb is it?
So I had Kent for a long time, a Kent comb, and I've got a Chicago comb in the mail because my beard's getting longer. So I'm going to go Chicago, try to really get in there.
That's actually ironic you say that, because at 10 o'clock, my review for Chicago combs is dropping.
There you go, brother.
Your beard washing routine.
So I do, I wash like twice a week. So I'll start off with a wash, and then I co-wash in between. Usually co-wash for 2 days and then wash. Depends on what I use. If I use a stronger beard oil, I'll wash, but I don't wash every day.
Your favorite carrier oil? That works well for you there.
Yeah. Probably jojoba. I think
one beard oil scent forever. What would it be?
The Humidor by Hanyaker.
I'm putting you on the spot. Your favorite company that you've used so far? If you're not comfortable saying it, say pass.
Now, I have a lot of affiliates. Not as many as you, Scott. I'm chasing your tails. I know you've been at it a lot longer than me, my man, but it's tough. I'm going to have to give a shout out to my boy Chris from the Bearded Mac. In my opinion, I could use Revolutionary Mac alone for the rest of my life with his butter and be happy.
A beard oil specific, like a scent you can't stand, like peppermint or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of musky scents. Anything that has musk in it usually doesn't rev my engines up. But if it's mixed really well, yeah, Carrie just fired me. That's okay. You can transfer my $2 over to Scott. Yeah, no, I think musk probably. If it's mixed well, though, I like it. But if it's just like musky alone, not my big.
Your favorite beard reviewer that I got to watch it. He put it up. I got to watch it.
I feel like Tyson's pretty honest with his reviews. I like Tyson's reviews. I like Dan. It's hard for me to pick one. I go to everybody for different things. I mean, Scott, I started with you, honestly, because you had more than anybody else. And so, like, when I was picking stuff out, like, I'm like, okay, well, I'll watch Scott first because you just had such a body of work. I'll go with Dan recently just because he's done some different things, but then I go Tyson too. Like, I don't have a favorite. I try to go to everybody for something different because I feel like y'all have your own approach, right. And I like all three of you guys a lot.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Okay. These last two, your favorite song and your favorite band.
Ooh. When the Levee Breaks. Led Zeppelin.
Band and song.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Both.
Okay, this one, because I don't know a lot about this. So I'm throwing this. This is an unexpected random question. Best James Bond portrayal.
I mean, you gotta go OG with Sean Connery, right? I mean, he's a gentleman, but he's a badass. He's got the Scottish accent. He's classic. Behind him is Daniel Craig. He's a close second. I like Daniel Craig's interpretation a lot. I like it. Yeah.
Now, you guys might be asking me, what the hell would you come up with that question for? Multiple reasons. One, I am not ashamed to say this. I have not watched a James Bond movie in its entirety. I watch a lot of my stuff off Voodoo, and that's the next collection that I want to buy when it reaches a specific point that I want to pay other than the full price. And they're intriguing me more and more and more. I've been watching this guy's videos for a few weeks now, and he just seemed like the type of guy, John seemed like the type of guy that I was like, this is a guy that's watched James Bond. I can tell by his choice of drink, his attitude, his how he acts in his live streams, on his videos. He's a really down to earth, cool guy, but he also appreciates everything that's around him. And I'm not even looking at him as I'm saying this. I'm looking into my microphone. He's probably smiling. He's probably like, wow, that's actually cool for me to say. He seems like a guy who is very helpful as a teacher. He's a proud ass father, but also he appreciates art in general. Watching movies such as James Bond, that everyone says they're some of the best movies that have ever been made. That's why I asked him that question, because he would know the answer. That's why I did that.
I love the angle, man. That was a good one.
And we're going to conclude it with the same two questions. Who do you want to see in the hot seat?
Who do I want to see in the hot seat? I'd love to see my boy. I'd love to see Adam from Hanyaker in the hot seat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'd love to see Adam from Hanyaker. He always puts on a good show. He's a lot of fun to talk to.
Okay. Adam from Hanyaker. And you've been watching these as much as anybody else has. If there's anything I could add or change to this Open the Door interview session, what would it be?
Bro, I'd keep it the way that you did. You're making me feel like my lightning round game is weak. These are some good questions, man. This was good stuff. I think you got it. I think it's relaxed. It's fun. I wouldn't add anything to it. I think it's been a blast. This is my first time really on the other side, and I'm having a good time. So
I'm sorry to everybody who comes in, and we're usually dragging on over 90 minutes and such, and that's my own fault because, as I told John earlier today, when you start conversating with someone that you don't know other than this, it's the whole point, opening the door. You get to know that person. You pick their brain. You show a different side of them, and it shows that I'm curious because I want to know more about you. It's let me get to know this human being on a better and awesome level. And I feel like I've become a friend with this guy. I
100.
think he's a nice dude. And he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back for a round two. But also, we're doing it short because John's got to go because we got to take care of the family. So that's why we did this kind of short tonight. Apologize for anybody coming in late. We had 60 minutes, and we just got it. Right there it is. We did it.
I love it, baby. Thank you so much, Scott. Man, bring me back part 2 anytime. I'm down. This has been so much fun. Seriously. It's just fun sitting across from a legend and somebody that's carved such a big path through the beauty community. So it's been fun, man. I love it. Appreciate it.
Guys, we're going to end it on that note because we're not going to keep it going. John's got to get going. I want to thank you for your time. I do appreciate you because I pretty much did take your idea before I even knew who you were. And I apologize, but it's fun to continue to do it. And to have you on my platform now. I've learned from you how to do this and how to make awesome content. It's been a blast. Thank you for recommending Squirrel. I absolutely love this.
You got it, brother. It's good stuff.
Guys, we're going to end it. Everyone have a great weekend. And what is your sign off?
I don't really have one, but I hope everybody fills it up this weekend. Bottoms up. Cheers. Have a good weekend, everybody. Peace out.
Keep on bearding.